What do you call a Casanova in freelancing terms? Freelancer.
Jesus.
Fake laughs. Cue for that.
But what if you have cracked something, but they have gone ahead and done it with somebody else?
That I take personally. If they've taken some references of mine,
Yeah.
they've flirted with me for a bit, and they
Are we still on
Gone
advertising?
ahead and committed to
Yeah.
somebody
Let's go,
else.
like- and then what happened was long form and advertising went like complete cold for 3 months last year.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, what do I do? Travel करने का मन बहुत है लेकिन पैसे नहीं पैसे नहीं है.
To be like very like blunt about this, I think agency culture in general across India right now, and I don't know if I can't speak for other countries, but it is quite exploitative. Like I feel like,
Yeah.
and that's me being as blunt as I can be.
Hello and welcome back. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to Can I Just Record This? Where we give creatives existential crises about what they are doing with their lives. So usually we go to like creatives' office spaces and we, enter their personal spaces to make them uncomfortable. But since our today's guests, for the lack of better term, are office homeless, we are here at the Script Room office in Mumbai. Welcome to our Too Cool for Agency freelancers.
Hello.
thank you.
Okay, so we have a very exciting bunch of people, but 2 episodes and I'm already very tired of introducing people. It's not awkward enough. Okay. And since you're all creative, you all know each other, and you don't hate me enough, I thought it'll be very nice and very cool if you introduce each other and I sit back and watch.
We'll start first.
We'll go order-wise. We'll go you introducing her introducing
Oh, great.
introducing you.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
okay.
let's
Setting the
just make
stage.
them cry today.
Yeah.
All right. About this girl. Okay, I've known her for like 7 odd years now.
What a great time for you.
Whose pleasure is it exactly? We are yet to settle on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, about on that. She's a fantastic writer, maybe the best writer that I've worked with,
Oh,
which clearly means I've not worked enough. I mean, what else could it be, really? No, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I've seen her, we got introduced at Leo Burnett. We became working partners, and then I've got to know her as a person as well. And it's been fun, Shivani.
so unfortunate. So
It's
so
been
unfortunate.
fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been great to have Shivani as a friend, and I can still talk to her about work
Yeah.
and still bounce off stuff with her, and she can keep hitting me up for references for
Oh, that's so sweet.
pitches. So, and
Yeah.
what
This is
else?
the nicest Pratik has ever been.
Ever been.
In
And
very
this-
long
really?
time.
This is
It's
the-
so uncomfortable.
He's
He's
like,
like, oh
This
my
is the
God.
only time you're gonna ever hear
He
this.
searched the recesses of his body to like come up with the 5 nice things about me.
Just to add, Shivani is also a Duolingo streakist.
That's
Okay.
Yeah, she never misses that
That
well.
is
What number are
Midnight.
you at now?
328,
Are you seriously?
and I will finish it in the middle of recording this
That's
podcast.
insane. Shivani, would you like to introduce our
Yeah.
esteemed guest, Mehul?
Yeah.
No, he's
start
a
with it.
fantastic. Apart from me, he's the most fantastic writer
I know. Yeah.
that I've worked with. He's really, really good. He won the Script Lab 2023 for his screenplay. Now that he's a screenwriter, he's done
No, I
some
hadn't
fantastic
done
work.
I don't know. Who
I'm still open for advertising.
He's
I'm still open for advertising.
you
Just
find his
saying.
number under.
Yeah.
this.
My number will just come
Please
here.
click on the link to
Yeah,
go
yeah,
to
yeah.
Mehul's profile.
I'll subtly put a pen.
But yeah, he's done he's written hilarious ads. He's written fantastic shows. But the best piece of copywriting work that he's done is probably on his Hinge profile attempt. If anyone wants, please immediately DM him for his Hinge.
That's not
for
me.
him to customize your Hinge prompts. He's done a great job with that. But yeah, that's Mihul. He's fantastic.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I think that's enough line for today.
But for me, he's like full OG Entu Cutlet. He will always have more scripts than you have.
That's true.
And I would actually count on him to sell that pen in Wolf of Wall Street. Like, I know if any person I can think of will be like, I will do it. Mehul.
Stop making me blush, guys. So Patrick, I saw first time in Leo Burnett office.
Yeah.
And I didn't know कि एक creative है, servicing है, model है, कि writer है, because he looked everything. And then he would like, dude, this guy means business and shit.
Yeah.
And he knows. And then that's one day. And then next time I met him, I think after the Burnett office, at the New Year's party with Shivani. And then, oh, he's an art director turned motion designer.
Uh-huh.
And then I was also thinking that, okay, what does he do? And then I saw his work literally for this
Impact 30
podcast.
under 30.
And then, then I went to Behance and I was like, dude, fucking cool work, man.
I could only find him
And
on Impact 30 under 30. Her and
Yeah.
her also, him also.
yeah, man, Impact 30 and 30.
I don't know who else won.
Even I was nominated, guys. But then this guy actually won it 30 under 30. And I was like, Shivani, tell me something about Patrick's kabuch. Like,
Yeah.
second
His name
features
is
and shit.
Pratik, by the way.
Yeah,
Pratik.
my name is Pratik. Yeah.
And
sure.
then
Nobody
Pratik
calls
told me
him
that,
that, Pratik.
and she told me that he loves to play pranks on people. I think
She's
that's
been a
because
victim,
you are a
so-
Guju from Calcutta. So I get it. So if anyone is Guju from Calcutta, you'd love to play pranks.
What does that have to do with anything?
That has-
are you
that has some-
stereotyping Gujus from Calcutta?
I mean, if
They are-
life has played a prank on you by making you Guju and putting you in Calcutta,
I agree.
Oh.
it makes
That
sense
has
for you to
some,
take it.
yeah, that has some deeper
God
logic
has
than
played
it
a
sounds.
prank.
Yeah.
But insane work. Especially motion designers do people. I'm bored with writers, I'm bored with directors, I'm bored with anyone.
Thanks.
Yourself.
Obviously, yeah. But dude, someone who's into motion designing, art directing, that's real cool shit.
It was just supposed to be 5 lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we have editing medium for.
I love how everybody's so uncomfortable. I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
the vibe
yeah,
I wanted.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be very honest with you guys. The questions are काफी papa mummy type also. You know, बेटा क्या कर रहे हो अपनी जिंदगी के साथ? ठीक है?
Yeah.
So I'm just giving you a heads
I
up.
get that enough every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mummy, आप यहाँ?
Yeah, thank you for making us comfortable.
But speaking of parents, speaking of mummy papa, how did you guys explain your choice to be a freelancer to your parents?
Wow, tough question.
No, for me, though, it was wonderful actually. My dad only said that he asked me one simple question that can you earn as much as you're earning right now if you quit?
Yeah.
And I wasn't earning enough being in advertising. Yeah.
Amen.
So
Easy.
I was telling him again and again that, I'm not sure if I'm on the right path, if I want to stick around this, that. And he was like, yeah, just quit. If you can make this much amount of money, then quit.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I did. And also this advertising, being in an ad agency, it does get overwhelming.
Oh.
You either, I don't know, some people, only a very few people stick around for a very long time. I
Yeah.
was there for like 4 years or something. So
Yeah.
it became a little easy also to quit. I wanted to move. And yeah, my dad was the push.
What makes you feel existential? I actually started doing tarot card readings to be like, is this what I'm meant to do? It makes you feel so bad about yourself. But what about you guys? You also had full easy.
I think she
I-
might answer first.
Yeah, so for me, I think it wasn't really a calculated decision. I didn't leave my last job thinking, oh, I'm going to start freelancing. I was actually going to go to a different agency, and just as I was like serving my notice period, right at the end, okay, I did not do any of this on official time. I got a freelance gig, and that was like, it was a short thing, and it paid me. And when I realized what the pay was like, it was almost of as much as what I'd made in the last year, slogging every day.
Last year?
Yeah.
For
it
one
was-
job?
Yeah.
Oh.
And that was ridiculous. That was like
It is.
it was a lot. And
Obviously.
but even then I was like, because I didn't know how this works and I really had no idea about how to do this. I was like, okay, cool, that's fine, this is great. Then I got to know about something that I was going to join a different agency, but I was advised against that for whatever reasons. And I was like, okay, great, let me just take a break.
Yeah.
And I went and I went on a holiday. I went to like meet my friends. This is right after things started opening up after COVID.
Huh.
I went on like a holiday, and while I was there, I got another gig, and that also paid well. I was like, this is fantastic. I guess I can keep doing it.
Right.
So for me, it wasn't really like a conversation that I had with my parents. Really, also I was at that age where they didn't really have
yeah.
much of a. My parents have been lovely like that.
So they just support you.
they just support
Wow.
me.
Yeah.
What is
in
that?
whatever I do. They're not like. It's never been like, oh, this is. May I please do this? It's
Yeah.
thankfully, touch wood. Like I
Yeah.
feel so grateful for that. After all the work there is. But yeah, for them, I mean, they firstly saw the proof in the pudding. They're like, बहुत पैसे बन रहे हैं.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have to. You also have a lot of control over what you can and what you do and how much time you spend doing it and what are other things that you want to like pursue. So for them, I think they saw that I was much happier doing
Yeah.
this. And I was also living at home at that time. Like I'd moved
So
back
they were
during COVID, so there was no rent. There was none of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, with my parents, I don't think it was a big thing. For me personally, it was I guess I just thought, okay, let me just ride this wave out till I can.
Yeah.
And it's been 3 years and I'm still
Yeah.
riding that wave out. So
I wanted to quit because I realized that advertising Because actually 30 days, a month, you're working on so many briefs and you run
Yeah.
out of creative fuel very quickly.
Yeah.
And in the end, what you're doing is just, making it work. It just becomes very jugadu and all that. And I came into, I think, the creative business to actually do something like cool and fun. And I realized I wasn't having fun anymore.
Yeah.
So I thought I'll quit and then I'll see what happens. Because going back to advertising is very easy.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh,
It's not like nobody will take me back.
yeah,
Like,
it's not like there are
begging,
agencies
come
telling
back.
for people and all that. But then what happened was, and obviously talking to parents is was a task. But then what happened was my dad, he had worked for like 28 or 30 odd years and he had quit 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So the way I had a conversation was I told him, Papa, I want to follow your footsteps.
Oh.
He's like, nice.
Oh.
I'm also putting it down. So he's like, okay. And then do you have something? And I had nothing literally.
Obviously.
Actually, I had something. I had something in the long form then.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, it's paying me and shit. And like, yeah, as long as it pays you and anything. And it didn't pay me. But thankfully, due to COVID, I saved up on rent.
Yeah.
So, and once you save up on rent on Bombay, dude, you can ride
Shout out
the
to
wave
COVID.
fully.
Money.
Yeah, shout out to that virus.
Money.
Yeah. But,
Dark.
yeah,
Dark.
I mean.
I know you can. I
very
said
dark.
you can say anything.
Yeah.
But don't get us cancelled.
No. Shout out to the virus, which is creativity.
Yeah.
Shout out that virus is creativity. And so that helped. And then eventually, like, they saw that, okay, I can get paid project wise.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
was
Yeah.
actually getting a project was a task. But then it did happen. Like, one thing led to the other. And then people actually, production houses whom you actually work with, once
Yeah.
they know that you are freelancing, they sort of.
So the ball just starts rolling once you start.
Knowing
If
people
you're
is
good,
important. Knowing people is important, I guess. Once you work
People knowing
enough-
you is more important. to me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, as
So how
Pratik
long
is
were you guys in
practicing.
traditional agencies before you quit?
4-5 years.
Huh?
4-5 years for me.
I think like 2 years more than 7 years for me, I think.
Okay.
5 years too. But I was also in radio for 2 years.
But do you think it's important to have that experience in an agency to actually be able to start freelance, especially in advertising?
I think in terms of the contacts, 100%. I feel like for the most, like in the beginning, most of the work that I was doing was all coming from people that I'd worked with previously. So I had those
Yeah.
contacts and, I'd worked with them in some capacity, which really helped. And even now, like a lot of the work, obviously, like once you start doing work, that work gets you more work.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, to have that sense of surety in some manner that even if it's not like people approaching you, if you want to approach people,
Yeah.
it's always easier to like reach out to people who are known to you as opposed to
And already in the business.
as opposed to like cold calling. I mean, I'm not a hustler at all. I would, if I had to like depend on me going out and getting jobs, I would be hungry all the time. And what has helped is having those contacts, but I think also to an extent having learned from different people while we were at agencies.
Yeah.
And that's really that helps in terms of like knowing a lot about the about what you're supposed to do already, as opposed to I guess learning that on the fly when you're a freelancer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of learnings, it's great to like make those mistakes when you have someone else covering up for you
Right.
instead of like having to do all of that by
Yeah.
yourself.
But like, is that what you guys would also tell? Do you guys also believe it is important?
Yeah, for sure. I think contacts is the biggest thing I feel because
Yeah.
I moved.
Didn't learn anything, but I got to know. a
Yeah,
lot of
because
people.
I'm not doing the same role that I was.
Yeah, that is.
I was an art director.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know the quality of it, but
Yeah.
so I was an art director and I moved into motion design. So motion design is a completely different
Yeah.
skill.
Huh.
What I took from those earlier 5 years were number one was people.
Hmm.
People reached out and I was able to get work through them. I was able to get work done. And second was the design skills because again, I'm not from a design school.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
only learnt on the job.
Huh.
So hence anything that I learned about design, whatever little, I
Yeah.
learned from being in an ad agency. So
So, but even motion design, you did learn on the job.
motion,
right?
motion design, I did not. I mean, it's a little longer an answer offline, online. Basically,
Shoot.
yeah, we used to do offline edits.
Huh.
For meetings. So someone has to do those, and that was me and my team.
Right.
Right? It's not paid for, but
God
you have to
bless.
get- yeah.
Huh.
And we had this culture where everything would be presented in a video format.
Huh, I know.
So once I quit, the team immediately was, oh wait, who's gonna do the edits now?
We
So
need you back.
Yeah. So then I started getting small projects from them.
Yeah.
So that is just offline edit in case. Offline is just footage based.
Huh.
And online is animation related.
Yeah.
I was just genuinely interested in online. animation.
Huh.
So I started incorporating a little bit of animation into the offline videos,
Yeah.
which upped the production quality by a little, till the point that I've become an animator, and I
Yeah.
don't do offline at all.
Yeah.
That is how it shaped,
Okay.
agency life shaped up my
Okay,
motion
okay, okay.
design,
So it all added up.
for sure.
But do you have like a moment where you're like, oh, this is why I love advertising?
So basically, with me, what happened was because I do long form and short form. I mean, which is advertising. The thing is, in advertising, you're really free. Like,
Yeah.
and I wasn't as free as when I wasn't in job. So I feel really free, and it's a stint. Like it gets over in a month and a half.
Yeah.
You sit with people, you jam it out, and they do anime. It's like done. Long form goes on, man. 6
Yeah.
months, 7 months, and there are changes, and then
Yeah.
like there's a story I've been writing for 2.5 years. That's why I love advertising. These days, so whenever there's an advertising brief, I'm like, yes, on it.
I would prefer being in advertising and delivering for agencies. One, I like that it's short, because
Yeah.
animation, like imagine a 3-minute or 10-minute or whatever, that'll be like insane. That'll be like 6 months gone. So you'd rather want to do, you'd want to do short things. And even in that, I'd love working with I like working with ad agencies because the setup is there. People know creatives. It's easier to take creatives through
Yeah.
what your vision is compared to someone who's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
creatively inclined. Like, for example, a client, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about really. I'll have to do a lot more work to just explain how the animation will turn out to be, because it's so visual.
Yeah.
Creatives, advertising people just get
Yeah, they do
what
get
the
it.
visual is.
Yeah. That's really something you actually love about
I
it, no?
enjoy advertising, man. I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like it's a great. I mean, so also like a lot of it comes from the fact that I like having a brief. I like working towards an idea and know, this is the space I have to work in.
Yeah.
Because I'm a little lazy as a person. I've had this idea for a show for the last 3 years, okay, that
Yeah.
I don't know how many pages I've written so far, because I really enjoy writing. I think
Yeah.
in an ideal world, of what Mihul was saying about, the fact that long form just gives you so much freedom to like go wherever you want. Like there's literally, there are no limitations in terms of how much you can write or how long a scene can be or what all these people can talk about, which obviously like in the last 10 years that I've been working in advertising now, we've had to, working within limitations is what you
Yeah.
kind of learn, right?
Yeah.
So, but to me, I personally feel like it's also fantastic to be able to see, this is my brief. I know this is the space I have to
Yeah.
be in, and what's the best I can possibly do here.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a great. I enjoy that. There was this one time in fact, there's something that we worked on together
Yeah.
where there was, and we were doing like a longish film, okay, like it was like a 9-minute ad.
It's okay, you can call it out.
Yeah, there's a
Unless
9.
it's a bad story.
No, it's not a bad story, but like there's a 9-minute ad, and we're working with this director who's like a fantastic director. She's done a lot, like she's always done long form stuff, and this was the first ad. And there was this one scene, okay, that we weren't able to get quite right. The actor wasn't really getting it correctly. So we tried she tried a bunch of times, and then we were like, okay, she was like, okay, let's like move to the next thing. And we're like, oh no, we can't like move to the next one. So we went to like speak with them, with the director, and she said, oh, it's all right, it's just going to be like 20, because it's going to be like a long thing. She said, oh, it's going to be just like 20 seconds in the thing, it's fine. And I was like, 20 seconds? That's sometimes the whole ad. What do you mean 20 seconds? Just like my
What do you mean
entire,
just 20 seconds?
what is just 20 seconds? And that's when I realized that the way people see it, like the way someone from a long
people
form
see it.
No.
background would see it, it's so different from how an advertising mindset is.
Yeah.
Yeah. These days when I get a brief that इसमें बहुत time है, पूरे 25 seconds. Wow, thank God.
But do you think, this specifically for you, but do you think because you have worked in so much 10 second, 20 second, you value that time even
I
more?
value that,
Like
dude.
that makes you a better long form writer.
It does.
Yeah?
It trains you to say a lot within less time.
But has that reflected in your...
I don't know. That's what producers say. And my number isn't tracking, I hope. But no, man. I mean, it really helps. I think any writing experience helps you. When I used to write for radio, we used to do these ads for like real estate. कि पाई है 3 BHK के साथ एक pool और एक school free. That was like whatever. So we used to write pool with school. So that also helps, man. That also helps.
Yeah.
I don't think any writing experience goes in vain ever.
That's true. Even ones that don't make it out.
Even resignations, yeah.
Even
Even Hinge, yeah. No, that did go in vain. So that's up to
Except for that.
Yeah, except for that.
So is there anything about your agency life and culture that you miss?
So yeah, I do miss the agency setup where you get to hang out and meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
But I guess there are pros and cons of that, because it also gets not overwhelming is not the right word, but it also is a lot of interaction
Distracting.
all the time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, so it's a
Win-win.
sweet spot.
Hmm.
I think we're always trying to find that sweet spot, and
Yeah.
it's just wishful thinking. But yeah, you sometimes do miss
Yeah.
just activity around. But apart from that, it's nicer to be just have
Okay.
so much control over your own thing and selectively interact with people,
Hmm.
communities.
He's full introvert, no? Why did you all leave?
To be like very like blunt about this, I think agency culture in general across India right now, and I don't know, I can't speak for other countries, but it is quite exploitative. Like I feel like,
Yeah.
and that's me being as blunt as I can be. It's not like I don't miss being, and no matter how well intentioned everyone is overworked. It's not like my
Yeah.
bosses are not overworked or like people at the top are not overworked. That's just how the culture has become. And that I do not miss at all. I do not like miss having. There were times during COVID when I would wake up in the morning, I'd be on my laptop, and till the time I go to sleep, I would be like writing
Yeah.
something, doing something,
Yeah.
which was like when I think about it, I'm like, that's insane.
COVID was insane. All of us.
But even like generally, it was time that it kind of asks of you, the kind of commitment it asks of you is beyond like what it's I mean, monetary compensation, let's not even go there. Like what you're getting in advertising, at least investment bankers get paid a certain amount.
Yeah, if they're
Not
working
that-
18 hours a day.
Yeah. Not that it's again like, not that it's still fair to work those kind of hours,
Anyway,
but
yeah.
I feel like one thing that I think agencies kind of need to get right now, I mean, that's something that they should truly work towards if they don't want like more and more people to, sort of branch
Keep
out
quitting.
into
And it's like good
freelancing.
people. The people, they're losing out on good people.
Yeah.
Not talking about us, but
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah,
because
you can
it
see
is-
the work. Yeah.
It's very like if you think about it and you realize you genuinely feel like, man, I was being exploited.
Yeah, you're
At-
undervalued
uh,
everything. It's
yeah.
just full.
So-
And also one thing in an agency setup, but I'm only as good as my boss is allowing me to be, or the agency setup is allowing me to be.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I'm only as good as I can explain myself, or the boss is
Yeah.
understanding me,
Yeah.
or the relationship I have with him.
In my very little experience, I felt like creatives are inherently very insecure. So, what made you feel that secure in yourself and your talent that you were
I'm
like,
secure.
fuck, let's take that leap?
Am I
Secure?
secure? I don't know
My
what that
therapist
word
would say
is.
otherwise. No.
But then you have to have some level of belief in your ability to do something, right? To
I
be
think
able
more
to
than
take that
belief,
jump.
that's a delusion. Things will think, Someone, I saw this meme somewhere. What is your biggest, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
Huh.
And then someone, replied by saying that everything will be all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a delusion, dude. It is a gamble.
I think
And Thoran
jobs
also
put you in the
Yeah.
give you security. Once
Yeah.
you get another job and you're like, okay, I got another one. I think that reaffirms that. Okay,
Yeah.
it's fine.
10%, yeah.
I think, like the more stuff that you do, the more feedback also that you get from people, and that kind of builds your confidence in thinking that maybe I'm not a complete imposter. Maybe I can do this.
Yeah.
And you do still feel like that at times. I'm guessing like
Yeah.
all of us have that. But yeah, it does. I guess it gets.
But
I mean,
even
a lot
with-
of it was also luck, to be honest. And I keep saying this
Okay.
because I think it really is. Like it really
discount luck,
depends
yeah.
on being at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Stuff like that also happens. So
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is luck. But I think
Yeah.
at some point you do have to just be like, shut the fuck up. You are talented, and that's why
Yeah.
work's coming to you.
People are paying you, man.
Yeah, I think it's the hardest thing to kind of wrap your head around. But
Yeah.
I guess after some time it does build up.
I'm glad to see the insecurity is still there.
No,
Or
it's
if you're
there,
like,
man.
no
I think
luck.
it can-
But
no,
even people who are working full time have that insecurity.
Yeah,
No, even if there's not that level of insecurity as I guess I have right now, but still I feel like at least creative field in general has highs and lows. But I'm sure freelancing in itself would be something else only.
Yeah.
But does that take like a very heavy stuff? But does that take like a mental toll on you? Where one day you have like a really good, successful project, and then 2 days later you are unemployed for 3 months, don't have anything going on.
Oh, I've gotten comfortable with that. It's,
Yeah?
I've not worked for months also.
Yeah,
But it's all right,
you plan vacations and those.
it- No, it's not. I mean, sure. If you get a good deal, if it's off season, go for it.
What is off season for? Sorry,
If it's a,
I was gonna say what's off season for freelancers? Sorry.
I mean, it's always off season for freelancers, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
So no, but for me, I've seen months of not working.
Yeah.
Like no projects have come in or they haven't materialized.
Yeah.
And by now, like I've been doing this for 5 years, I've gotten accustomed to it.
But
I
it
don't
doesn't
freak
get
out.
to you
No,
anymore.
it doesn't get to me.
Not like, oh my god, am I doing something wrong?
No,
All
no,
that.
it doesn't get to me.
It's what? For some
I mean-
nothing, no spiraling happened.
No.
It happened for the first time already. Like,
Yeah, so the first time for sure that it more than me, that was my parents were like, oh dude, nothing has come in,
Oh.
nothing has come in. I'm like, it will, I don't know. Like,
Aega,
the answers I don't know, because I can't call people. I was like, hey, what's the status? If the market's going slow, are people not doing enough projects?
Off season
Yeah.
चल रहा है क्या?
Yeah, तुम लोग भेज नहीं रहे हो
छुट्टी
कुछ.
में चले गए हो क्या?
So once that happened, went through that and it turned out fine.
Yeah.
Another time again it happened, but again, you're not panicking this time because, and then it again worked out fine.
Yeah.
So in a couple of cycles, you're like, okay, this is how it is. It's fine. So now I've reached a point where I'm like, it's okay. It's not work for months.
होगा.
हो जाएगा. It's fine.
Yeah. It's same with you guys.
No, I was the first time it happened to me. I was unemployed for 3 months. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
is this the end of it? लगता है?
Should I start looking for
Yeah,
jobs?
yeah.
Did you ever start looking
Should
for
I?
jobs? in
No,
all
no,
this
I never.
experience? Oh.
No, I didn't look for jobs. I did reach out to a few people,
Yeah.
like whom I knew पहले से. But then, yeah, first time it was scary, man. I was like, okay, like you are doing your own long form ka thing also.
Yeah.
So that takes up your time. But then you're still like,
Oh yeah, you must have
advertising
longer
that you can't
periods.
do like, yeah. But long form it is like you're, employed for like 6 months and then you're not. And then what happened was long form and advertising went like complete cold for 3 months last year.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, what do I do? Travel करने का मन बहुत है लेकिन पैसे पैसे नहीं है. So then I went to Warsaw Beach. Lovely place full of recommend.
What will
10 and 10.
Yeah. The sunsets there are too. This thing.
The best part for me is that sweet spot when you know that you have a job booked, okay? You know it's going to start in the future, but you have not started working on it yet. So you're still
Yeah.
chilling, but you know that's
Yeah,
still there. So that's like that sweet spot where you're like, चलो ठीक है काम तो है, but अभी मुझे काम नहीं करना है because also because lazy.
Yeah.
No, very hardworking. But I guess after a point you start realizing that you can't even look at your income as sorry to get into the money thing again, but like you can't look at your income as a monthly thing like how you're used to doing when
Yeah.
you're working
Yeah.
a full-time job. It'll be like how much I make in a year. So there will be for me, because his law projects probably go on for longer. It's never been like months for me in that sense. But like, that's happened where I've gone on vacation and I really enjoy traveling and I feel like work can't be the most important thing in my life. I really enjoy doing what I do. But, if it comes at the cost of not being able to do other things, spending time with my parents, all of that, then it really isn't. And it's a very privileged thing to also say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many
So that's
ways.
when you say when you have some money to sort of.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
She made it with the first project itself.
From
She's
the
Yeah,
first
dude,
project.
yeah.
I should have. Can you
Everybody's calculating how much she made in the first project.
I was.
No,
Can you
I'm not.
imagine how poor I was that time?
I'm not calculating.
Or imagine how rich.
Can you imagine how badly I was being paid at my agency?
No, but we think you're a great writer, so that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I mean, पहले भी ज़्यादा और वो कितना था भाई? Is what
Yeah,
I'm, yeah.
That's the.
You are a great writer.
At the end of this podcast, we are doing a Price is Right wala thing.
Dear God.
We
We are doing a Price is Right.
We should. That's why we have slates. Did you guys have to learn like these negotiation skills and
Oh
all of
my
that?
God.
Did you read books? Did you read that? It just happened. You were just, I'm great at it. This is what I'll charge.
It's exactly
Take it
how
or
it's in a
leave it.
ve- it's how, exactly how like it's in a vegetable market. It's just that.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
500 रुपए और दे दो.
Yeah.
धनिया.
500 रुपए और दे दो.
A client literally said this.
Yeah.
And I'm not kidding.
Are you kidding me?
No. Not धनिया.
You already
No,
said
no,
it.
You preempted my question.
The
It's like you're
freelance.
time traveler.
No. The freelance, equivalent की free धनिया साथ में डाल देना. Like, give us fill, but ऊपर से 3-4 लाइनें अलग से दे.
Oh God.
तो which like a free धनिया only, no? कि ऊपर से 3-4 लाइन अलग से देना जो हम लोग वहाँ पे यूज करें.
I would
I
think
feel like I
they'll
know
say-
which client this is.
I would think they'll say, okay, put stories in the mix. Or
No, put lines in the
Instagram
mix.
captions दे दो, ये दे दो.
हाँ वही कि which is like कुछ होर्डिंग के लाइंस दे देना साथ में कुछ हैशटैग दे देना इतना तो उसमें आ ही जाता है.
Yeah, but like, is it still awkward for you guys to be like, nahi, this is how much negotiation and all, like, or do you have like tricks? This will work.
I don't know if it's like, I mean, you do realize as I guess you start doing it, it becomes less and less awkward and less of a hassle to think of. Like earlier, I was like, oh my God, I'll have to negotiate. That used to be like such a big thing that would weigh on my head.
Yeah.
But I think you also get more and more confident about what the market price is for something like this. And then you're like, this is what this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I will not lie. Like a lot of times it's just like someone asks me, oh, how do you price it? I'm like, just vibes, man.
Vibes.
Like I figure out, I'm like, maybe, I know what the ballpark is, but like sometimes also the same which I've also been like very upfront about with the people that I'm working with. My work remains the same. I'm essentially writing, but when a brand approaches me, as opposed to when an agency approaches me, as opposed to when a production house approaches me, the budgets that they have are different each time. So brand can obviously pay me a lot more.
Right.
The first project I did was with a brand, by the way. That's why I got.
We are still
like, a lot of
guessing,
money.
Pratik.
Yeah. But then the thing is, you don't want to shut down any avenue, right? Because you might get more projects from a production house or wherever else, and that adds up in the long run. So you kind of, your negotiation also then can't be like there's no hard and fast number, because so I guess arriving at that exact number is a bit of a hassle. But then again, like what really helps is to have friends who are also in the same boat, and then you can have that conversation and kind of also be confident that a lot of people have asked me also, man, like, am I crazy to ask this number? And I would be like, this is so low, you're crazy to even ask me this question.
So that's a weird story what happened to us. So two director stories. One was the payment thing. So basically I saw in an interview where he said that basically the money you sort of quote, right? That's how people look at you as. That's a very sad reality. If you go to an agency say that you will charge 3 lakhs, they actually think you're 3 lakh rupee ka, right? If you write like, if you take 3 lakh for a hoarding or something, they'll say, oh my god, what will you say? You know what? Try it once. So you'll actually get that money. And what it does is, which is what his big point was, when you quote an amount which is like too high, you automatically become that writer. Because when you open the page, you tell yourself that you have to be worthy at that amount, and you improve drastically when you see out. So I think it's always there to quote more, because that improves your writing more than
Challenges you also, I guess.
it challenges you and it improves you more than anything else. When you tell me that, okay, I'm going to get a lot of money, so what you'll do is you'll automatically drop other projects. That's right. You'll automatically drop other project. Okay, this I'm not taking because I have been on. Then you'll focus on that. And then you're like, because you're charging that much, it automatically, there's this organic way it'll like seep into your writing. It'll show in your paper. Or when you check the document, it'll show in that.
The presentation you make will have
graphics. It may be spell checked and everything. It'll be spell checked and everything. It will be that. But it makes you that. But it makes you that. It makes you that, and then the person sees, and when it actually lands in that space.
Just sending that number, it's like sending a risky text. I'll send that number and I'll just like throw my phone test, okay. Let me see how that comes, like what the response is. But at times, like not overquoting, but they're quoting the amount that you know that, So sometimes I also do is that like, okay, I'll be happy with this amount, but like let me just like, let me see what the stretch is like. Let me see how, okay, God, guys, I just charge very fairly.
hire me.
So we have to put a higher me every time to do this.
Do you guys also have like a healthy competitiveness amongst your own friends who are freelancers?
I think the success of my friends is my success. Because if she succeeds, she'll be getting more briefs, right? And obviously she can't do more than 3. So what's one will come to me?
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. I think when your friends succeed, you succeed.
But are you also this benevolent, or are you like, nahi yaar, another competitive?
No, actually, there are so less motion designers out there, first of all.
Then no one can do what I do. I can't
No. So I want
have
more.
no competition.
I think there's a certain level of education that needs to happen to agencies. Agencies don't know. Internationally, the work is insane in motion design. It's really awesome. India's nowhere close. And some education needs to happen on what all motion design can achieve. You don't always need to go for a live action film. You can do this with animation.
Chhota Bhim went for Oscars.
Which one?
Chhota Bhim was a nominee.
It was robbed.
It was robbed of his Oscar.
So I'm even in advertising. In advertising, you don't always have to go for a long format, man. Go for motion design, guys. Make more motion design.
Hire me.
I think motion design is very cool. I think it's
Hire me.
And internationally, it's insane. So we definitely need
have a
more.
long way to go.
Yeah, we definitely need more motion designers out there. Like for example, something which I've always had a problem with is writers don't think visually enough. For me, as a motion designer, they don't think visually enough because they write it in their silo. They've cracked the thing with their client. Now you're trying to find a director for live action or for motion design. You're trying to find that, and the directors also, live action directors would have their issues that
some scripts are not written for.
And that is a little more for motion design because they have not thought it visually.
Right. That
so a
makes
lot
your
of
job
education
more.
needs to happen.
If you succeed, I succeed, man.
Now we're going to the fun part. We'll finally use the slates that we have just used here for aesthetics.
Yes.
Okay. Have you guys played the newlywed game? where you ask everybody questions, they
We're
all
all
write down,
single, so-
and they show it to the camera together. So it's going to be something like that. Okay. Ready? Who is easier to work with? Traditional agencies, boutique agencies, clients directly, or production houses? Easiest to work. He's so. You are just.
देखो
साथ में बता रहे. Ready? He's thinking like ready, 3, 2, 1. Brands, traditional agencies, everyone else. Hire me. Does anyone care to explain or just we should
No.
leave it blank only?
boutique agencies because there is
Because I'm on a podcast or I'm now buy a
no, only because see there's this very nice balance of a team and you reach out to it's with the boutique agency आप इससे अच्छे brand से ही मिलेगा ये मेरे some कचरा brand no brand से कचरा but yeah, so that's a very nice combination of everything. Although it is the better of agency. Why do people like agency in the first place?
That would be my second choice, I think, after this.
No, well, you can't take what yours.
But देखो ला ना.
Yours is just brands, I think, because it's great to. That should have also had the chance to work with lovely brands so far. But it's like very direct feedback, very direct communication. All of that is like, and a lot more freedom, I think. But I think my second choice would be definitely. Your better choice. Yeah. I did not expect that.
Yeah, like agencies. I like working with agencies.
But you said traditional agency.
And also again the boutique. Like boutique just is like a smaller agency.
Yeah.
And that's,
Oh.
so I don't differentiate between agency and traditional or boutique. I mean, at the end you're just dealing with two people.
Yeah.
So agency is what I select compared to
But you wrote traditional agency.
yeah.
Just so you will remember that. Okay, but in the thought process behind it, or just
Whites.
just vibes. Yeah. What is the best way to find new jobs? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Contacts and past work. Do good work. Send new work to people you know.
I said, past work. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was going to write.
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty self-explanatory. I'm not asking you guys to explain these questions. What is the one thing you love about freelancing, you hate about freelancing, and you tolerate about freelancing?
Oh wow, this is coffee with Karan.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Time management, delayed payments. Love time management. Hate
Yeah, I
time
love it that I have control over my day,
Yeah.
over my week, or my month.
Yeah.
It happens. It also happens that I don't know what will happen 2 months later.
Huh.
I can plan a holiday 2 months later, but
Right.
something could come in
come.
at that time.
Yeah.
And I can't plan that though.
And you
I
tolerate
don't have to
delayed
say
payments.
anymore for that.
Yeah. You love the freedom, hate nothing.
I literally cannot think of a thing that I hate.
And she also
about-
said delayed payments.
Yeah.
Tolerate. You love what?
Freedom.
Freedom there.
Oh,
okay.
Freedom / flexibility.
Flexibility,
Same.
yeah.
You hate the isolation and you tolerate the fickleness of
Of
everybody.
no fickle nature of
Yeah.
The
fickle
job.
nature of.
payments.
Yeah.
Third, yeah. Tolerate.
It's amazing how it's like a combination.
Yeah.
इसका first point, इसका third point एक है.
Yeah.
इसका first
And
point, मेरा
no, freedom is
first point एक है.
also, mine is also
Freedom
same.
only. Yeah. How boring are we, dude? एक बंदा याद आता है.
Same दिक्कतें, same.
But that's true for, I mean, it is a generalized experience only in this sense.
What works for you? This is personal to you.
In which way?
Strict schedule that you follow to induce creativity, or when inspiration strikes.
Oh,
What kind of a creative are you?
do I write this down or just
Yeah.
say it?
We can say it also, but then why when I say it? Ki. Ready? Go. Inspiration can strike anytime. Schedule, discipline. What do you mean discipline?
The big D.
Oh.
No, basically, I
This
think
is the
dude,
big D energy I'm
big
talking
D
about.
energy. No. I think discipline only helps.
Yeah.
I mean, consistency is really important. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Discipline gets that.
But do you have something you like strictly follow in terms of
Yeah.
trying to get
If
an
there's
idea?
work, I'll follow something. I mean, it's not like discipline as in every day I will sit down to work.
Yeah.
Even
Same
if there's
time,
no brief.
same everything.
Yeah.
You do?
Really?
Every day.
What is your everyday I'm working time?
So basically, I won't say I wake up and then I have my 11 water.
Right.
This is something I won't say, but then every day by 11:30, I am on my table, my laptop's open. It'll just sound, there are few days It's just open. I'm not doing anything. It's just open, but it's open. I'm on my phone, but it is open.
Yeah.
Office is open.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm researching. Sometimes I just go into YouTube black holes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just reading. Sometimes I'm anxious. I'm googling diseases.
This you're counting as
No, I'm saying that laptop is open. It's not like I'm working all the time, but like,
For some semblance of a schedule in life.
for schedule.
So you were like this even before, or did you start doing this after you got into freelancing?
After only.
Okay, this is my. And how many hours do you spend doing all of this?
At least till 6 p.m. So I do.
What?
Because long form also, if it's not long form, my research is also
Is
there.
that
There's
more
no
or
research.
less?
That's a lot, man. I can't sit still for 15 minutes.
No, I am not still. I get coffee. I order
Hi,
something, I do all that.
yeah,
But then it is
yeah,
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is there. It gives me a thing कि काम चल रहा है. Office is open.
Yeah. Do you also do the same thing?
Oh,
दुकान
yeah,
खुली
I
है.
need a
दुकान
schedule.
खुली है.
दुकान खुली
I
है.
need
दुकान
to-
खुली है.
I do dedicate those afternoon hours. That
Yeah.
these 4 hours are especially if I'm not working on a project which
work.
is deadline related.
Huh.
When I'm working on a passion project, for example, so then I will every day I want to work from like 2:30 to 6:37
Oh.
for sure. If it's a deadline wala project, then
Yeah.
you're working all the time. Then I'm working all the time because it's just very labor intensive.
Yeah. You don't have this parts of.
It's not. I mean, I wouldn't say it's a must, but I feel like personally it does not work for me as much because I really feel like I could sit in front of something for the longest time. Also because I think long form you really need this. You really need this discipline of being
Force
able
yourself to write.
Yeah, if you're doing something purely out of passion and there's no like brief or deadline hanging over your head, then you need that focus and that discipline, which I wish I had. Like I said, that's something I've been sitting on for the last 3 years. God knows how many pages I've done.
Writer चाहिए तो बता.
Yeah.
But that's I think for if I want to get that done, I think I really need like that discipline and really need to change who I am as a person because I feel like personally like there's so many times it's like a cliche, but ideas do strike me when I'm like taking a shower or
Right.
something.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
And that's like
But I think the people like even I am this way, but I think people like this are faltu mein badnaam because just because you're not actively thinking doesn't mean you're not passively thinking about it the
Yeah.
whole time.
and
Like
once-
I won't be on a table, but I'm
Yeah.
still at the back of my head always thinking about okay, so I have to crack.
No,
something.
same. Ideas can strike anywhere.
Yeah.
Ideas can strike
That's right.
anytime.
Yeah, but you can't count on it.
Huh?
But you can't count on it.
But you can't.
No, but in a
No,
way,
but
he's
like-
waiting for that only.
Yeah.
That he's
Yeah.
like, let me open this up, let me
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah,
It
I'll
will
have to
happen.
dedicate myself.
Yeah.
The inspiration will have to strike.
yeah.
And even if idea strikes, no, I think in advertising we do this really less. And this is a question I hope you'll ask. Was the fact that, see, we always give a lot of weightage to ideas. But ideas nothing.
Correct.
Until it's
People
crafted
like-
well.
yeah.
And craft needs time. Craft needs discipline. You need to know,
100%.
you can get the best idea in the world, but you haven't crafted it well, it's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those 6 hours
those
are for
things,
craft.
yeah.
Because ideas will come,
Yeah.
I'll write on
Yeah.
my notes app or something.
So that's my
And-
thing. Like I think once I've had that, then I will sit down, then I will go to my
Yeah.
this thing and I won't get up till like I
Finish
have
it.
something that I'm happy with. Because also you need that, like again, like you need that flow in that moment thing, inspiration struck you and then you like kind of get it out
Yeah.
all on paper. It's not it's your first draft at least. That I do. I mean, I try doing that as soon as that happens, but I don't think I have like a thing where I'm sitting every day or like if I don't have, like I said, right, my sweet spot is that time when I have booked a project, I know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But right now I'm chilling.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that to me is like a I think that's what I love about freelancing. That I'm not working every day because I don't think of work as my biggest like neither is it my biggest achievement in life, neither is it my biggest purpose in life. So
For me, it's both.
no, but then
I
that's
know what you mean.
yeah, it's like it's a very again like I will not say any of this without recognizing the privilege that it comes from.
Yeah.
The fact that I don't have like a family to support or like I'm just like doing this for myself in a way. So that is just
Right.
that's how I see it.
I know all three of you have consumed a lot of content, a lot of ads and whatever. You've seen everything as far as I can.
He has seen everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not seen any shows, but he's seen like he's my
Yeah.
go-to person for references. If I want to get any reference,
Yeah.
I'll ask him.
But is there like an inspiration pool for you guys where you keep going to whenever you're out of ideas or whenever you need some? I mean, is that Pratik for you?
No. Itna
Itna
Itna bhi nahi, yaar. I don't know anything about advertising, guys.
Yeah, but nahi, any source of it. This is where I go to when I am struggling.
Actually, there's this one thing called Deck of Brilliance.
Yeah.
It's called. I
Wow.
don't know if I've someone shared it with me and
Link down
specifically
there.
for link below. He told me not to like. I don't know why he was gatekeeping it so much, but it's a lovely. I think people can just like figure it out for themselves what it is, but it's a great place to essentially get ideas or like just see past work that's happened in a very. It's not like just going to the Can archive and watching things. It's got like. It's slotted ideas in terms of what the genesis could have been, what the purpose was, and all of that, and kind of helps you brainstorm, like by yourself and kind of realize what kind of problem you're solving at that point and how past videos whatever like things that have happened in the past can help you. I just can't explain it. You just look it up. That's one place where I go to.
Right,
Does it tell you that this was the brief or getting?
Yeah, but I also understood was like you can see the thinking behind it. Okay, this was the brief we received. This is what we thought about it, and this is what we created.
Kind
like
of,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's really cool then.
For me, not doing anything is the best way
Yeah.
of getting ideas, because if you just lie down and
Your
and
inspiration
if you
is
just
you.
catch khel rahe ho aap, or something random which is not related to work or just doodling.
Right.
Just so when you're not getting anything, most of the times problem is that you're thinking too much into it,
Yeah.
or you're taking it like too stressfully.
Yeah.
Idea is to go out, have a walk, do something which is not that work, and then and eventually it will come to you. Because once we get a brief, it happens. I think to all of us, there's this load put on us. Ye karna hai. So that load, idea should not take it that seriously when it comes.
Yeah. There's something I specifically wanted to ask you actually. So I have again very little experience, but and you started as an art director, that's why I'm asking you. So when I speak to a lot of my older art director friends, a lot of them used to feel, again juniors, a lot of them used to feel that copy gets more front facing roles, more presentation, more ability to develop that skill, develop communications and all of that. And a lot of them felt that like art people used to get sidetracked in traditional agencies. Did you also experience that to some level, or did you never feel that you were battling
No,
that?
but I get what actually you touched upon an important thing. Art directors do face a communication issue because they're not the one presenting, they're not the one with those soft skills when it comes to communication. And also, which could hamper something down the line as you grow as a professional. If you want to start your own thing, if you want to do,
even if you want to become a CD.
even if you want to go higher up the ranks.
Yeah.
But I also feel like a lot of ideas get just nowhere because these people didn't speak up. Can you think of like an art director led film that you really love? Like it's an art director's film, it's not a writer's film. Writer couldn't even think of that.
Zuzus.
So many.
Zuzus.
No, I think Zuzu is still very writing oriented. Yeah, I think the chemistry they create between two people and you feeling it.
Yeah.
If it's a very visual film, then you'd say like I don't know too much about advertising. I don't keep track. But that
Lies.
no, I honestly don't. Ever since I've quit, right? But for example, like that Mark Toya Jeep ad, I remember that when Jeep was launching, then Mark Toya did this film. It was a completely visual film all across India.
Oh, the colors and all.
Colors and all. So it's like a completely visual film that you're
Yeah.
talking about. I'm sure there'll be a lot of examples. I can't remember.
It's also like a tough spot to put you in, but I'm sure
No,
you
I'm just
have-
not aware enough, I feel,
yeah.
of what all is out there.
No,
But-
art directors crack. Some art directors
Yeah.
I know crack very good films. But I get it. The ratio is like 80 to 20.
Even I feel like the Pepsi one, in which you open the bottle and like the bubbling all and happening. That also I feel
Just
is
a product film. that-
Yeah,
I know a few art director
I
films, they
feel
have
it's a
cracked
full-
like, they have won glass lines and all. Because
For
Yeah.
sure.
take the idea
I don't think,
very well.
It's a
I mean, I don't think art directors can't think of ideas.
Yeah.
They can
they
think
have
of
brilliant
ideas. But that's the beauty of being in a group. I mean, so many times it would have happened. I think every time it has happened that a brief is given to us, I crack the idea and I tell Shivani, what will the lines be like?
Yeah.
वो तो होगा ही ना. If
Yeah.
she'll crack an idea, you'll have to crack
Yeah.
the...
Yeah,
Visual.
but she never cracked.
Never cracked it. That is
That-
No, but just to go back to, I mean, not this complete farce. What the point that you were making earlier, that is, I mean, not to like speak on their behalf, but it is a very, it's a culture.
Yeah.
Like it's a culture in a lot of agencies where a lot of art directors are not even given the opportunity to like, go and present. Like they would not even, they would just like, if again, when we were partners, I think how it it also
Yeah, I would have never presented a script. You would have always presented a
the
script.
script, but then I think you still got a lot more face time than I've had other art partners who did not ever get that face time. So I think you maybe,
Yeah, dude, yeah.
but yeah, the presentation of the script, even though we've written it together, they would
Yeah.
expect me to kind of come and present it. But
Yeah,
then
for sure.
it also depends on the kind of culture you create, because our managers at that point, they kind of made it a point to make sure that, you know, both of us had like equal amount of face time with the client, or because we were also like very young that time.
Yeah.
Not that we are not young anymore, but we're
No,
not.
but tell them the truth.
But it's
35 is not young.
But I feel like that's also a culture that you create, and
Yeah.
the lesser, and it definitely hampers your
Confidence,
confidence and like your growth at you know, to an extent, if you don't even get that opportunity and that chance.
But yeah, people did really try, especially in our team,
Yeah.
to, you know, everyone
To
to grow in all spheres,
Yeah.
not just your specific specialization.
Yeah.
No, but usually it's a great thing because I know Archit, we need the best people to work with, and they sort of, you know, empowered everyone.
Such an intro.
But even like in my team, they used to like give, but on a general, like, you know, generally speaking, art directors get very less chance.
Yeah.
Their work is very thankless. It goes sometimes in that. Some people just are there to like change the font, ye font change kar le. They presume they don't know anything, and I think you need to do a separate art director conversation.
Definitely.
Especially get them drunk and rant. And
Do you guys believe in putting your work out there?
earlier I used to cringe, but then I saw the people were actually putting it out there, and I thought, ये तो खराब डाल रहा है. मैं तो चला नहीं सकता हूँ.
Mediocre work is being like
No,
promoted.
so
like
now I realize that basically your work will be considered mediocre by some, good
Yeah.
by the others.
fair.
and-
Fair.
तो ये सब तो होने वाला है. It's better to put it out there. Don't show that. Don't tell the backstory of every film you wrote
Yeah,
or
yeah,
every ad you've done. Just share new work out there, and I think it's good to, because in the end you need to have an opinion, right?
Where do you
And
put?
people need to have. I put on Instagram. I
Okay.
don't put on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
Because my LinkedIn, only that SW thing wala I put on LinkedIn because that was a professional badge in a
Yeah.
way, which is not
Yeah.
still. But Instagram I put, but I think everyone should at least tell
Try
the
to.
world that देखो ये काम मैंने किया है.
Yeah.
And you should
Yeah.
see from one point of view, every work is cringe work.
Yeah.
From one point of view, every work is good work.
Yeah.
So, and for advertising, तो especially I've seen advertisers, especially IPL के वक्त जो होता है कि you get 2 hours with like, you know, with cricketers, and उसमें you have to do something, and उसमें you obviously you can't crack the best ad, but if you have done something in 2 hours and it's decent, it's a great achievement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So advertisers look at it from that point of view, but creatives don't actually think that. Like, नहीं यार ये तो match नहीं होता, but that's wrong.
So, but then also, because if you're sharing it, then it also puts an onus on you to like do something that you are okay sharing. So then you have to like have it be of a certain level so that you can actually share it on your Instagram.
Is credit really important as a freelancer?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Why do you think it's become such a debate? Why is it so difficult for
Why it
parties
should
to
be a
agree?
debate, man. It shouldn't be a debate.
It shouldn't be. I
Shouldn't be a
agree.
debate, yeah. No, and more than anything, see, the idea is that if I'm showing that work to another person
Yeah.
or a different agency, and if they were to call someone my previous, and they were to say no, that would hurt.
Yeah.
Because ads में तो anyway credit का क्या ही होता है? It's all up in the air,
Yeah. Right. Right.
right?
There's no source.
I can claim I've done Fevicol, and if Piyush Pandey says, हाँ उसने काम किया था, maybe I have. Who knows? No, but I think that's the only thing I sort of trust my agency partners to at least do. When they call you, I was part of the project. Because see, after a point, lines are blurred. Your line might not get out.
Yeah.
But you have like
Contribution is there.
your contribution, and you have reached that line via that route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Biggest red flag for me, I think sometimes when the work is successful, then a lot of agencies sort of pull out. We're like, हाँ,
Yeah.
ये तो हमने ही किया है. We're like,
Um,
हमने is what, bro?
I was also wondering about that. Like,
Yeah,
is it
that's, yeah.
as transparent when it gets an award or when it's getting good reviews online or something?
Touchwood, like whatever work that I've done as a freelancer that has actually been like successful and stuff, that has been like, people have been like very generous in terms of like, generous as in like fair in terms of, I wouldn't say generous, just like how one should be fair in terms of like sharing credit, letting me be as big a part of the process as the agencies or the brand was. So for that, I think, and the work that maybe has, maybe I'm not, the credit hasn't pinched me as much because the work perhaps wasn't as good. But yeah, if that happens and you just get completely sidelined, then I'm sure that would be like a big
Pinched.
bitch.
That was actually my next question. Is there something you wish they didn't credit you on? Like they won't tell people I made this.
Oh my god, yes. Yes.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait,
Like, we can't say.
was it?
Yeah, beep it.
What is?
Just beep it, please. Oh
But
my
she was
God.
like, I hate it.
Closer
And go to closer. She's like, I hate it. And I especially went to Google and I was like, no, I have to see what Shivani is. Is it?
Yeah, dude, fuck. And I was not
They
like, I
just
just
play the
know
ad.
I had no time, so I would like wake up and my friends would make fun of me. They're like, what the fuck, how is this work for you? Because I would wake up in the middle of the night, I would write something, and then I would like go back to sleep. And that's how I wrote the fucking film. And they're like, yeah, okay, cool. And they released it, dude. I was like, what? God, I just.
We have to go for the shootout.
No, I was here. Like,
She was
they,
traveling.
like, if I was part of the shoot, I would have been able to rectify some stuff. But nothing. So they just did the shoot themselves. They just wanted me to write that and send it off. There were no calls also. They were like, oh, we'll accommodate all of this because I think, I don't know, some mandate from the client. But yeah, that was something that I
No, but
really
that is
hope.
still not as bad as you being involved from end to end and it still turned out like crap. Do you have any of those?
No, I mean, that would be really painful.
All right. That is all we have to bother you guys with.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for shooting with us for 4 hours in our office only. But it was so nice to talk to all of you.
So nice, dude.
I hope you were not bored.
No, not
Thank you.
Always good to meet
to-
fans.
Yeah.
Always good to meet fans.
Thank you to Pratik. Thank you to Shivani. Thank you to Mehul for coming and taking time out of this busy schedule to be here with us today.
Yeah.
Thank you to TSR for lending us their office again for one day.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who helped us shoot. We'll put all names, credits, titles, everything here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for Naveen and Alex for prompting questions from the back. And yeah, I hope it was not utterly annoying.
No, dude.
Yeah,
Slightly
we
a
fun.
little.
We
A
do.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, thank you so
Except for
much.
the questions part.
Yeah. The talking I was not a big fan of, actually.
Thank you to the weather for cooperating with us. All right. I think guys.
Thank you, guys.
Let's eat.
Let's eat.
Yes. Let's go.